Hi Karishma, good morning.
Very good morning, ma'am.
How are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. Thank you for asking. Okay, just give me a moment. Oh, we've already had a session before. Okay, because I don't remember.
Let
Um,
me remind you, I have joined that session 15 minutes late.
okay, probably. Okay, though I remember you looking at your face, but I couldn't identify with the name. I thought, because I find it difficult to remember names, but I do
Okay.
identify looking at faces, so I can
Okay.
identify your face, but I'm not able to recall your name though. Okay, so how are your practices going on? Before, what changes do you see in yourself as a
So
speaker?
changes like I have seen that I have improved in terms of vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, my vocabulary was not good, but every time when I had session with tutor, they teach me some new vocabulary, like one or two words. And I see that I am able to recall that vocabulary during conversation.
Okay, great, great. That is good. So, how has that helped you in improving upon your communication skills, which was your main aim, right? So, how has
See,
that helped?
communication, I feel that it all depends upon how you use words and how you form your structure. If these two things are up to the mark, I feel you're good to go with the communication. So like earlier, what is the problem? I used to speak basic English. I was like confused what word I should use at this place. But since I'm talking to the tutors for quite some time now, I'm very much comfortable to use new words and vocabulary.
Okay. Now, here you said, what word should I use at this place, in
What
this place, or
word
in this scenario? Not at, but in.
should I use at this place? Okay.
So in this place or in this scenario, probably not even place. The correct or appropriate word would be in this scenario or in this sentence, probably. Okay, okay, or in this context, even that would also be fine. Okay, okay. So let's move ahead to today's topic, which is quite interesting, which is how effective is today's journalism. So, what do you feel about that? Is today's journalism more effective than the previous one, or you feel that it's more corrupt than what we used to have earlier? What are your views?
What I feel is that everything has its pros and cons. So when I talk about pros, my voice is echoing.
No, not to me. Is
It's
it? Is
clear.
it going for you?
Yeah,
You
that's
just
why I'm
do
getting
one thing. You've logged in through a mobile or a laptop.
mobile.
Just rejoin, because once this problem happened with another learner, so then she tried to rejoin and it was sorted. So I don't
Let me
know.
do it.
I just try rejoining. Now just check.
Okay, let me speak what I was saying. It is still I'm getting distracted because of this echoing. Actually, I'm not able to speak properly.
I don't know why it is happening. Let me refresh from my end. Probably it would help.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if it works now, because both of us have refreshed in case it works.
Okay. So I was talking about the journalism. It's still there. Like when I'm speaking, I'm listening my own voice again. Like,
Oh, it's not echoing for me. I don't know. There might be some network issue or probably some platform issue.
okay,
Not
so now
sure about
today
that.
I have to be really focused whatever I'm speaking. I should not distract.
Right.
Otherwise, I may not be able to speak properly. Okay, so I was talking about journalism. Everything has pros and cons. If I talk about the pros, obviously journalism has evolved now. Earlier, it was not like it took time. Earlier, it took time to get the news or to get the update of any particular thing. But now it's like just in a blink of eye, you can get the update of anything because the technology, the journalism, and all the equipments are we used to record or show the news and everything. It's actually very fast as compared to the previous time. But yes, again, as I said, that everything has its cons. So now the system is really corrupt. we never trust what kind of news which is displayed on our TV. It's true or false. Maybe it is for TRP or it is the actual news. Apart from that, we have seen that now YouTube is also there. So now it's very confusing because the news channels are separate, but the people who are doing their own podcast or something on YouTube, that is different. So now we are getting two news on the same topic with different perspective, different outcome. So it's quite confusing these days.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now here you used a phrase which was just in the blink of eye usage, right?
Blink of an eye.
It's actually, yeah, of an eye. Okay, and should be used,
Okay.
which you omitted in your sentence. So just keep in mind. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Great. It is nice to know your views upon the journalism, how it has changed, and what do you think about the changes, whether they're positive or negative. Okay. Now, if you come to the session notes, there are two pictures given. Okay. What
Two
what
pictures.
I think there
Yes.
is a dog only, and I think fit and healthy dog, and a dog who's more like docile. So, what do you understand by that picture? What are they trying to tell us from that picture?
Journalism, then journalism now. What I feel that journalists, then journalists, no, the journalists in earlier time, they were more powerful because they have only the authority to uh, telecast news. But
Mhm.
now I think there are so many platforms where you can get the same news. Your popularity has become less, and you are like more on TRP or like just to make your place in the world. Like earlier, it was very popular. Like people give 100% of respect to the journalists. Like, oh, these are the people who are giving us news about the world. I think I'm not really sure about it.
Definitely, I would agree because I think we still remember the name of people who used to read the news when we were children, right? It was like Doordarshan was only coming, and there was one news reader. Her name was Rama Pandey, I think. She was
I
a
don't
very
remember the
famous
name, but I
news
remember
reader.
the face.
I still remember the name. So, yes, definitely you can say that their popularity has decreased, and obviously, competition, like you mentioned, has increased. But because of that, also, you feel the same kind of news is going on. No, there's no
Yeah,
difference in news, and everybody is in a race to be there before
first.
the other one. Okay,
Right.
so there is no authenticity of news. If
Right.
there is no news, they are creating some news of their own.
Right.
So later
Right.
on, you come to know it's just a gossip, right? Like recently, it was like the India-Pakistan war. For the next day, half of the media was like, no, 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 the war is still on. And then finally, you came to know, no, that was just miscommunication, and there's nothing like that. So there's a big confusion or big gap between what actually is happening and what they are telling us, right? So that I feel is, like you said, that is a discrepancy in the probably the work of a journalist. Okay, so now let's move on to a compulsory reading part. Okay, if you just scroll down below that picture, it says, what do you mean by the term journalism? What do you understand by this? Whatever you read that paragraph, what did you understand?
Nothing. Journalism is
Nothing.
the practice of
Okay,
reading.
probably they are telling what journalism means. So it is always, it includes different parts. Includes gathering, recording information, but verifying it as well. Okay, so now they are saying that historically it was always consistent, they had followed a particular process, but now this journalism process is evolving, and the way people used to collect information has also changed, the way they spread information has changed, and the way the users consume information has also changed.
Okay.
Okay, so probably the field of journalism has been more revolutionized than any other field in today's time. Okay, so let's discuss few vocabulary words which were there. The first one was verify. What do you understand by the term verify?
Verify is easy, like something, if it is true or not.
Right. So
Authenticity.
how could you use it in your sentence?
Mm, I would like to verify whether the product is expired or not.
Okay, great. Then consistent.
Consistent is very easy. I have been consistent on my English journey from last 2 years.
Wonderful. Okay, evolved.
Um, um, we have evolved in terms of technology and
Good.
journalism as well.
Okay, you can even say I've evolved as a English speaker.
Okay.
I've developed as an English speaker over the years, right?
Okay.
Disseminated.
Disseminated. Um, disseminated quite difficult for me to use. Can you give me one sentence
Yeah.
first?
Disseminated means how it is spread. Okay.
It is the process basically.
Yeah, the process of
Spreading
spreading of.
news.
Okay, so
Okay.
probably a good sentence could be nowadays information gets disseminated very fast because of social media platforms.
Okay. We can use this word only in terms of news or for any other aspect.
It can be used, no, it can be used for where you're talking about spreading of information or knowledge. So news, you can use it, or you can even use it like spreading of knowledge about technology. That
Okay.
can be another way. Or so it is basically information, knowledge, and ideas which disseminate.
Okay. Not getting proper sentence.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
okay.
Okay, I'll give
Ear-
you yeah.
Earlier, the news were disseminated through newspapers.
Okay. um, or the incident, the information about the incident was disseminated through the newspaper.
Okay.
That can be one. Okay, I'll give you in relation to knowledge, like um, the professor held a conference in order to disseminate his findings
Okay.
related to that particular topic, whichever he was trying to find out. Okay, so maybe related to cancer.
Okay.
That can be, that can be one. So he spread his knowledge basically.
Okay.
Spread knowledge, information. That is what disseminate means. Okay, then consumed.
Consumed is easy, like um, I haven't consumed my favorite food for quite some time.
Okay. Do you think it can only be used for something which is eaten, or it can
No,
be
no,
used
no.
in other
It can be
context?
used for other things. For example, about knowledge, I'm consuming knowledge.
Correct. So whatever you take in, whatever you perceive,
Yeah,
that is consumed. Okay.
right. Right.
Okay, great. Now let's discuss few question answers, which is, do you follow newsprint, audio, or videos?
Do I follow newsprint or?
No, no, no. Do you follow news through print media, audio media, or video media? Or probably visual
Um,
rather than video, we can say
visual,
visual.
audio, video, both, like through TV.
Okay. What is the most honest representation of current affairs according to you?
Most honest representation.
Yes, of current affairs.
It is through TV. I heard, not heard. I hear or I watch. I watch news daily around 11 a.m. And there is a, what do we call that? Short news, like 100 big news of that
Headlines.
particular
Headlines.
highlights. Yeah, I think that is the only way of watching.
Okay, okay. That is the way of honest representation. Okay. Do you think journalism has evolved for good or for worse, and why?
I think it is for worse
Okay, why do you think
because
so?
Because now I think every person is doing journalism. Someone through YouTube, someone through Facebook, someone through Instagram. Everywhere we can get the information, but sometimes it is good that because we are getting the actual information by the people, uh, like where this incident is actually happened. But sometimes I have seen just because of the TRP and for the channel publication, people uh, doing it fake, or maybe they are, what do we call? There is an idiom, एक छोटी सी बात को बहुत बड़ा करके बोलना.
They make a hill out of a mole.
Yeah, hill out of.
A mole, mole, mole,
Okay,
mole.
okay. So that is why, like, it's almost, it's not that good like it used to be earlier. Earlier we could trust them, but now there is no authenticity. That's it.
Mhm. Okay, so yes, and do you think that in terms of knowledge, also journalism has evolved for towards being like worst in the opposite direction?
No, I feel that knowledge, it is improving day by day. Like I have seen people or the who do who क्या बोलते हैं न्यूज को बताते हैं जो, हाउ टू से
Mhm.
इट इन इंग्लिश, जो न्यूज बोल रहे हैं.
News reader who read the news.
Okay. So the people who read the news, they have good knowledge as compared to the people like earlier. Because
Okay.
when we see debates, we can see the real knowledge of these people. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel that it's not less because now we have so many technologies. We can get details of everything. So I think their
Mm-hmm.
knowledge is upgrading day by day. Not only their knowledge, I think everywhere the people are getting surrounded by the technology, and because of which the knowledge is increasing day by day.
What about professionalism? Has it been affected in some way?
What professionalism?
Yeah, professionalism, like how dedicated you are towards your profession, that is
Hmm.
professionalism. Or
Yeah,
so it is improving, that is what you feel?
it is improving, I think, a lot, because just because to maintain your professionalism, you are going deep into that, and you'd never know that like what are the activities you are doing, which is not even in the favor of your own profession. People are trying to make very professional towards its work. They're going deep, and they are giving false information because of the TRP, because of the popularity, because of the competition. Every news channel, they just want their news to be published first because of like, so it is not good. Sometimes in this because of this competition, they are disseminating bad or false news.
Okay, so professionalism is considered to be skills and experiences which are required to showcase your profession in an apt way. Okay, so probably I would like to differ because I feel that nowadays there's no professionalism left in journalists, even if so they're repeating the news over and over again. And sometimes I've even heard news like they are when they're reading the news, they're making so many mistakes in word pronunciation. If you see, as compared to when we were kids, there were one or two news readers who were very particular. I remember one, there was during the daytime, there was this news on DD, which was along with sign language.
Okay, yes,
I
I think
still
I've seen
remember
that.
that
Yes,
lady. She was very particular with her
yes,
sign
yes,
language also.
yes.
So nowadays, if you hear news, leave alone sign language, the people who are speaking also, they're mispronouncing the words or they are making grammatical errors in their sentences. Still, they are going, even Hindi news I've heard. Like they'll
Hmm.
make so many pronunciation errors in Hindi also. So it's like I feel that there's no more professionalism left in journalists, and often we hear news also like it's fake. They create an environment that we are. It's supposing there's a thing like there's war going on. They'll not even go to that place and portray that okay the war is going around us and two three people are running. So I feel that it's more unprofessional that ways.
Right, right.
Coming to what do you think about future of journalism?
I don't know. I never wanted to be a journalist and I have never studied about it. That is the reason only that I'm not able to speak properly about that. And I think this is something new I'm talking for the first time. And future, I think I can see there's a lot of competition here. And but yes, you are getting good money in this particular profession. There's no limit of money. So for that reason, people are running after it because now the young generation, they want, the one thing they want is really want to become famous among the people. So I think journalism is the great way to be popular with the dignity, you can say that. So I think people want to pursue journalism because you will improve as a person if you are in this particular field. For example, your communication, your personality, your body language, everything is like just changed. So studying journalism is a great option for the people, but not everyone can be a journalist. So people need to think wisely because this is a profession which comes with so many challenges. It's not very easy though, because we are saying, okay, they're making a lot of mistakes or not doing it professionally, but still it is not that easy also, because going on that particular site where the accidents are happening or maybe some bad things are happening and you're gathering information, just being present at that place, it's also risky. So I think
Mhm.
risk is involved with journalism, but at the same time, as I said, that you will get the opportunity to transform yourself as a person. So it is good, it's bad, as like everything has pros and cons. Pros and cons similarly it has also. And but yeah, people want to go in this particular field, which I can see.
Okay, great, great, great. Now, here the thing you said, no, there are risks involved in journalism. That is called professionalism. That is what I was trying to tell you. You were not understanding the meaning of professionalism. No, so professionalism is that experience or knowledge you require for your profession. So, if you're not ready to take a risk, why become a journalist then? Right?
Right, right,
You
right.
can might as well sit at home and listen to news. Right, instead of becoming a journalist. Okay, coming to one sentence of yours, you said something new I am talking to for the first time. Talking about, you talk to some person but you talk about some topic. So
Oh,
this is something new I'm talking about for the first time. Okay, or you could have said like, this is something new I'm talking to someone about. Okay. Now, we'll do a quick activity. So, there are a few pictures given, four pictures given. You have to relate these pictures, create a story, and come up with a conclusion for the story. Okay, if you were a
there is
reporter.
a series of images that you need to decode. Continue the story and report as a reporter. Oh my god, it's very difficult. Happy
Just give
learning.
it a try.
So first image, it is maybe an
Okay.
ad of something, or maybe it's a like, I don't know. I'm not able to identify properly.
Try to think of it as a story. Okay. So, how would you make a story out of these pictures?
Okay. So there were three girls. They were planning to cook something nice and they wanted to spend their night watching Netflix. They ordered some food and they were so excited to see the food. Meanwhile, when they try to open their food, someone knocks on their door, and all three were afraid because it's like 1 a.m. at night, and who can knock the door? So they uh, checked through the what do we call that? Checked through the
Watch.
door, but
Watch.
no, they okay.
Not remembering it exactly. I think it is called an eyepiece.
Okay, let it be. I will check it later on.
Eyepiece,
So
eyepiece for the door. Yeah, it's eyepiece for the door.
eyepiece. Okay. So, but when they checked, there was no one on the door. So they again went back to their preparation of food and started getting ready for the Netflix movies. Then they have realized that somebody. Then they have realized that there is one thief outside their door and trying to come inside. Why? What do we call? I don't know what do we call.
What do we call what?
He was trying to open the door with forged key.
Okay.
I don't know what it is
Um,
called.
Probably master key or a duplicate key you can use.
Duplicate key.
Okay.
So he was trying to open the door from duplicate key, and they
With, not from, with a duplicate key.
with the
He was.
duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the story ends.
Okay, so probably I would like to give the story more of a positive ending. So finally, they were smart enough to call the police, and the person was held because we are reporters. So probably we could put in some more, you can say. Spices into it, like look at these innocent kids playing, and there was this person who was kidnapping kids, like that. The reporters do portray it like that, so that can be another form of saying. Okay. Okay, though a good try to decipher all the pictures and come up with a good explanation and a good story. But always remember, generally, we go with stories which are more positive. Okay, the
Okay.
ending should be happy. Though,
Okay.
because it was for a reporter, it could be simply like, oh, the person entered and killed the family, whatever. That could also be a negative report.